my injury. But, you know, as far as Texas Tech go, I felt like I could just go out there and be myself. So, you know, you seen how it turned out, and, like, you know, it was a good feeling for me to be back. So.
How fun was it to kind of do that with Avery out there and the way the defense has to pay attention to him?
I mean, it was good, man. You know, you seen he was having fun out there, and, like, you know, especially as a freshman, you know, you wouldn't expect that to be him. But we see it throughout the whole practice as far as, like, you know, his legs and, you know, arm and stuff like that. So, like, you know, it was a good experience for him to be out there too.
Like, you can be an athlete as a true freshman, but how surprised are you about his leadership?
Man, like, throughout our workouts, you know, it was like the first 2 months he probably was a little quiet and stuff like that, trying to get emotional things. But, you know, as far as, like, you know, he getting comfortable with us, he started talking more. And you see throughout the game in the halftime, he was waiting for people and, you know, dapping people up and everything. So, like, you know, he's going on the right track to be a leader, man, and, you know, going to be a credible leader too.
What are little things like that when he did that at halftime? I think he was one of the last guys to go into the locker room. What's that mean to the team?
It means a lot. It means, like, you know, we care about each other, you know, we trust each other, and, like, you know, ultimately got to depend on each other to get the job done. You know, whether it's defense and offense, we got to be one chord. So, you know, doing that, you know, show like he cared about people.
Speaking of comfort level, what do you feel like yours is right now?
I'm confident as I can be right now, especially after that game. You know, I was a little timid going into that game, but when I got my first hit and, like, you know, that first hit in that area, you know, I just feel like I can go. So, I mean, my confidence is at a whole-time high right now.
How big is selflessness on this team? Like, you and DJ have kind of had to be selfless based on who's going to get the reps, and now Will and Avery kind of have to do the same thing.
I mean, you know, that's part of our core values, man, being selfless. And, like, that's something that we go by every day. And, you know, you got to be selfless to be like, okay, maybe it's not your turn and maybe it's somebody else's turn. You still got to be there for them and, like, you know, trust the people around you. So, I mean, it's what our four core values. So, I mean, it's emphasized here a lot.
Where do you derive that ability to make the first guy miss or be able to spin off that tackle?
Oh, yeah, man. Like, I thrive on making the first guy miss, and that's a part of my game. And, you know, that spin move was something just so natural. I just seen it, and, you know, I didn't even try to think about it. It was just something so natural. So, I mean, that's a part of my game, you know, making people miss and don't like to get hit. So, yeah.